We're here now, finally.
I know after what this is now the third time, right? Because we tried the first time was completely my fault. The second time was completely my fault, and now I'm here. So
Yeah. Well, the first time you had a family emergency.
yeah, but like it's still my fault. So
Eh, but you
you
can't
know,
help emergencies,
this is very true. But now everything's fine, and I'm here, and it's gonna be fun.
and we're
So
good to go.
we're
We're
super
good to
good to
go.
go.
But I'm going to ask you the very first standard question is, could you please introduce yourself and give listeners who don't know who you are a quick rundown of how the funeral portrait came to be?
Okay, hi, hello. I'm Lee from the Funeral Portrait. Yes, I'm wearing my own merch right now because it is freaking freezing right now and I needed a new hoodie. So I went into our merch bin and grabbed one. So, the Funeral Portrait started in 2014. It was basically a local band turned into a touring band very fast. We did touring and touring and touring, and then we got signed to a label in 2019, and then the world shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And we were stuck for about 2 years, and then we finally was able to start releasing songs, and we had some decent moments, and then we had songs go to the radio, and now we're sitting with three number one songs on rock radio. And now I'm sitting here on February 5th at 8:31 p.m. my time, talking to you.
Yep, you're talking to me. Finally.
I know.
So like looking back at the band's journey since 2014, what's one moment you describe as a turning point for you
Oh my
personally?
goodness. Um, there's a few, right? I think the craziest moment, I think it's weird because I've had a few, right?
Right?
I've had a few. We've been doing this band a long time. I think one of the biggest ones for me, we did this show in 2024 at the end of the year, November 2024. And it was like a hometown show. And we were doing these fill dates. We were on tour with this Mongolian band called The Who, not the WHO, the HU. They're crazy. They put on this crazy show. But we were doing these off shows and like headlining shows. And the last one was going to be in Atlanta, our hometown show. But I wanted to do it at this venue in Atlanta called the Masquerade, and they have four different rooms. They have Altar, which is a 200 cap venue. They have Purgatory, which is a 300 cap venue. Then they have Hell, which is a 600, and then they have Heaven, which is like 1200. And I was like, I wanted to do it in Purgatory because I was like, I think we can sell it out. Let's do it there. Our agent gets back to us. It's like, hey, they don't have Purgatory available. They have Hell. And I'm like, oh no, this room's gonna look super empty. Like, I don't know if I want to do this. And we did it. And in the first 24 hours of tickets going on sale, we sold 250 of them. So I was like, oh, wait, I think this is going to be a thing. And it became a thing. We had people travel from all over, like literally the world. We had people come from Germany. We had people come from Canada. Someone came from Mexico. So it was like kind of this thing. And we filmed it. We just recently released the live CD slash vinyl slash Blu-ray, which is like crazy because bands don't really do that anymore. But I like really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It was a big moment for us because we sold out the venue in advance. I was like, this is crazy. We filmed it. It was very special. Our families are all there. And then we got this plaque here. I can kind of show you this plaque that's sitting in my back here. That back there for our first number one rock single. And we got it like at the show, and I wasn't expecting it. It was a very big moment. I cried. Oh, it was great. It was very magical. So that's probably the biggest. That was like a moment of being like, oh, this is like a thing. And then this year we did it in January, like 2 weeks ago,
Hmm.
and, and we sold over 1,000 tickets this time in Heaven. And I'm like, okay. It's just weird. It's kind of like a big. We're at this point now that like people like our band. And it's weird because I never thought that we would be there because we lasted for so long. We were in this like we could draw like 50 people to a show for so long, right?
Hmm.
For like so long. And that's even being generous, right? There was a few tours we did, there was 10 people there, you know? And we were just so at that, we were stuck there for so long. So I just thought, okay, well, we're just gonna die here in 5 years, you know? But we made it through, and now it's it's become a thing, and I don't know what to do anymore.
So, do you remember the moment then you realized this band wasn't just a project, it was your life?
It's weird because I think it's always been my life, right? I've
Yeah.
always taken it extremely serious, but I think over the past like 2 years, it's I eat, sleep, and breathe this band even more. I mean, it's ruined relationships I've been in. It's heavy work on me, emotionally, physically, mentally. Um, it's changed my life for the greater, of course, right? And it's changed everybody's life that's around our project. So it's it's a job now for people. Like
Hmm.
I have, my best friend, she's our merch manager slash she does my makeup. She's like my assistant. Like it's her job. And she relies on me, the band, to do it. And same with everybody. Like I've got a manager, I've got a business manager, I've got a lawyer. There's all these things that like rely on us to like make them a living and survive. And so for me, that's new. um but that's so powerful and it's so real, and I'm so thankful that I get to have my friends and have my people around me, and help them, and live. It's cool.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk music too. So, we are talking to a band person, you make music. Uh,
Sometimes.
how did the concept of Suffocate City develop as both a song and a broader theme for the universe, the band's universe?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I never thought of it, right? So here's the story. So Suffocate City was written during COVID via Zoom, literally how you and I are talking.
Hmm.
We were on Zoom with our two guys who were producing the record, and it was me in this studio, in my studio, and then Cody, our guitarist, in his studio in Rochester, New York. And we literally were sitting there and riffing and writing and riffing and writing. And we were like, never get in it. It was just like one of these things. We're like, this is the song. And we kept coming back to it, being like, this is the song. Like, I love this song. We love this song. And so when we're thinking of the idea of the record, I was like, I think it should be around Suffocate City. Like let's build a world that people can escape in, and that's why we have these icons, these characters, and all these things. It was the song that really spoke to me the most for the general idea of this record, and now it's become larger than life. We've done a deluxe edition. Like there's all these things, the live record, and just now in January, at our hometown show, we played the record in full for the
Hmm.
very first time. So we played two songs that we've never played before, and probably never will play again, and it's one of those things that it's like it's become larger than what a record is, right? It's become a place, and I don't know if I'll continue the story, but it's even it's a graphic novel. I have a
Hmm.
graphic novel, and like all these things, which is, I don't know, like this is crazy to me. So
I mean, bands do lots of different concepts. I mean, you have bands that are more like storyline. They have storylines
Mhm.
and there's all sorts of concepts out there.
There is. I didn't attend. I didn't think that this was going to be a concept record. It's a concept record afterwards, right? So like none of the songs, all the songs are basically about like losing something, right? Um, like losing your mind or losing a loved one
Hmm.
or losing yourself. There's all these things, right? That's kind of the overall idea of every song. And that's just how I write a lot because I feel like I'm losing my mind all the time. so,
I mean, don't we
so
all?
yes. So for me, but I really wanted a world that people could escape in, right? So when I started working on the imagery and stuff, we really focused on these icons and is people that like Voodoo Doll was the first song that was released, and we have our angel, and she's just like an angel with arrows in her and blood coming out, and it's like, it's one of these things that I just wanted to be. I was like, okay, this is it. And then we're like, oh, well, what's the next icon? Oh, well, what's the next one? What's the next one? And we finally like created these people. And now like sometimes they come out on stage with us and stuff. It's like a thing,
Hmm.
so it's weird. It's a weird thing we're doing. I don't know. It's weirdly working.
Yeah. So I know that a lot of your songs, like the theme to your lyrics, based on mental health.
Mhm.
Now, how much of your personal experience informs those stories, and how do you balance vulnerability with performance?
I think everything, to be honest. I think we've written about all of my struggles, right? Because that's easy for me because it's firsthand experience, right? So
Hmm.
like I don't have to pretend, right? So like we have a song Dark Thoughts. It's literally about anxiety and OCD, and like OCD, repetitive thinking. That's really what it is, right? And I get stuck in my brain and I do this repetitive thinking back and forth, and 90% of the time it's not real. You know what I mean? If not
Hmm.
99% of the time, right? But it's real to my brain. So Dark Thoughts, and that's what it is, right? And then Hearst for Two, was about my grandmother passing away. And then there's certain songs on the record. Dopamine, which is like one of my favorites, is about medicine, actual medicine. And that was because I just had started some medication that has changed my life, and it's one of these things because it like helps slow down my brain. And I want to write about the real shit, like that's what it is it's it's the real shit that people connect with though too, which
Yeah,
is which is great because I can be vulnerable. I can be um I can be who I am, and I'm not afraid of being who I am because I am who I am. And no one will ever change that, and it's hard. I've been beaten down many of times in past relationships and friendships and whatever it is, but I've always came back to myself. I've always regrouped. I've always came back to who I am. And that shows so much in this project. It shows so much when I'm off stage as well. And I'm very proud of who I am, and I'm very proud of what we've done in this band.
yeah. I was gonna ask too, like, how do you protect your own mental health while constantly creating music that lives in, the heavy emotional spaces?
For me, it's almost like therapy.
Hmm.
Um, it's very therapeutic to do this, right? Um, I get to be out on stage. Like last year, we were on tour for 290 days, right? We played like 240 shows, 230 shows, something like that, right? And with that, it was like having 230 30 minutes to an hour long sessions with a therapist. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it's nice, it's enjoyable. I get it out. I get what's off my chest out. I get what's in my brain out, even though it's maybe the same thing over and over again, but like that's what this is. It's supposed to feel that way. So I can be vulnerable and I can be myself. I also see how it connects to people, and it helps people. And for me, I feel like I was put on this earth to help people, and whichever way it is, because I've thought about like past band life, what could I do to help people? And it would be, I've thought about doing like the Big Brother, Big Sister program, stuff like that. Like I've thought of like all those things because like for me, I like helping people. I like seeing people smile and have a good time and like kind of leave their worries behind.
Yeah. Speaking of helping people, like, have have fans told you how they helped you? How your songs helped them
Yes, like every day of my life.
every day of your life?
Yes, I get about 10 to 20 DMs a day from people just be like, I just discovered you and you're helping me so much. Or, oh my God, your show 2 months ago really woke me up and I'm now getting mental health help, or I
Yeah,
finally saw a therapist after 10 years, or oh my God, like this blah blah blah, and that is the reward. I do,
right.
yes, okay, I got three number one rock songs. Okay, who cares about that? What it is these messages and what people come and say to me and bring me and all these things that make me feel like I've achieved actual something.
Yeah. Is there a particular thing that someone told you helped them? Like that you were just like way thrown a curve on and they were just like,
I,
holy crap, like I
I
can't
don't
believe that. Like it was like a shocking thing almost.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people say like, that they almost committed suicide or something like that,
Yeah.
and those are heavy. I do
Yeah.
take, there's some heavy moments at the merch table, merch table confessions, is like a thing I talk about all the time because like that's where I get to connect, and
Right.
it's one of those things that for me, I sometimes I take it to heart. I used to take it a lot more to heart because
Hmm.
I'm like, oh my God, I want to help this person, but like that's not my job.
Right.
I give them a tool, and that tool is music, right? And then what they do with it is what they do with it. But for me, I think, you know, our song Dark Thoughts really resonated with a lot of people because there's not a lot of OCD, actual OCD like representation, right? And a lot of people think what like OCD is like, oh, I gotta go wash my hands. Yeah, I gotta go wash my hands like 7 times, and then I gotta go tie my shoes 3 more times, and then I gotta go wash my hands 7 more times. Then I gotta go tie my shoes 3 more times, and then I can go out the door. But then I
Right.
gotta make sure that the door is locked 3 times before I know that it actually is.
Yeah. There's a lot of different types of OCD.
Yes. So you know what I'm saying? So like for me, I deal with it like every single day, and I'm very like inward in my brain, right? The biggest thing for me, like with OCD, like my shoes, I like have to tie my shoes in 3 knots, right? And that goes from my stage shoes to everything, or I feel like my shoes are gonna go flying off my feet. Now, am I always kicking my shoes in the air even when I'm just regular walking? No, but for my brain, it feels like it is. So,
Yeah, I mean, everyone's gonna have their quirks, their
yes.
things they do. I mean, I double knotted my shoes when I was a kid. I don't really double knot them anymore, but
But do you have the fear of shoes flying off?
no, I
That's
don't do a lot of kicks or high kicks or anything throughout the day.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even think I can high kick at all.
yeah.
I'm not flexible enough for that.
I
I'm getting too old. But then
understand.
again, I've never really been that flexible.
I get it.
I wasn't like a sports person, so it's like, what was the point of me,
Yeah,
stretching all the time and all that?
of
But
course, of course.
I wasn't a sports person. That was my brother.
That's so funny.
But is there a lyric that you've written that still hits you hard when you perform it live?
Mm,
I'm sure there's probably multiple.
there is. I'm trying to think of like the one. You know, I think the biggest. I think something that I've hit home with a lot is even just using the term like stay weird, because we have a song called Stay Weird, right? And it's a basically like a love letter to younger me, because I was like super bullied in high school and middle
Hmm.
school and elementary school. And I wanted to give up on life millions of times. Maybe I tried millions of times too. And for me, I wanted to write a song to just be like, keep going, that it'll all work out. And so like even just the term stay weird, and I sing it so much in that song. But it's like, here's to the kid in the crowd who curses the clique so devout and all the idols of gold, right? Secondhand shirt on your back, religiously covered in black, right? And so for me, I was like the only quote emo kid in my high school. There was none. Like I went to super like preppy high school. Like all the kids drove brand new cars, like that kind of crap, right? And the only reason why I was in that school district is because I live with my grandparents who have been here in this area for so long, right? Pre all those other kids' parents, the rich kids' parents. So for me, I just felt like I never fit in, right? And so for me, being emo, quote emo, and wearing all black, I got made fun of every single day. And I couldn't even dye my hair. They didn't allow you to dye your hair back then. I don't know if you
Hmm.
can now, but it's just like it was like one of those things that it was like I wanted to write a song that really focused on younger me, and I think that's really it. So
Yeah. I feel like majority of people probably had issues throughout middle school and high school. I don't think I got bullied too much. I remember like really liking this guy and I bothered him about like going out with me and would he be my boyfriend, in middle school so many times that he finally said, "Yeah, I'll be your boyfriend." And then he broke up with me a week later. And then he told like a friend of his that I also was friends with that he just went out with me to shut me up. And I'm like, "Wow, rude."
I love that. There's
But
this,
I'm like in
there's,
middle school. I mean, how
mhm,
do I definitely did not like, process that emotionally very well back
of
then.
course not. No one did. And I think that's the thing is like when people like, I don't know. I grew up, I still have like a lot of my old school, quote, old school friends on Facebook, especially. And they come out of the woodwork, trying to be all friendly and stuff. And I'm like, yo, you made fun of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were a loser to me, like that's the last person I'm gonna be cool with. So
Well, it's because now you're in a band that's like, getting
doing
big.
stuff. Oh, trust me. Yes.
And they're all like, oh, I knew you from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure you
Who are
did.
you again? Who are you again? So,
But I first saw you guys live in Milwaukee within this moment.
oh
And
wow.
all I can say is from my personal experience that your live shows are definitely more of an experience than a concert. When did you realize like you wanted to have more theatrics telling your story when you were on stage?
It was like post-COVID, right? So it was when we were really working on this record, right? And I was working on the outfits, the suits, and all this stuff, and my fit and the icons and all this kind of stuff. Because I grew up loving bands that had more, right? It was a show. It wasn't just you go to a rock show
Yeah.
and the band's up there in shorts and a t-shirt just playing their songs. That's not us. We'll never be that band, and it's about this spectacular show, larger than life. That's what I want to put on. And the reason why is because I want everybody to like. I really believe in escapism, right? I
Hmm.
think it can do everybody really good. And that's why I'm like a Disney adult, because it's like my escapism. And for me, that's all that really matters. I want to do that. I want to escape the troubles of what is.
Yeah. Yeah. I like going to shows that are energetic. I've been to some shows where like people just don't move and I just don't get into it,
Yeah.
or I really like a band and then I go see them live and then they're just like stagnant on stage and I'm like, really, your music does not fit like this, what I'm seeing on stage, like at
Yes.
all. And then I'm
Yeah.
disappointed and I honestly have stopped listening to some bands back in the day after
Yeah.
seeing them live.
Well,
Disappointment. They say don't meet your idols and stuff, but sometimes it's like don't go see a band you really like. So,
yeah. I understand what you mean because that for me, I've had that same thing happen a bunch of times, or we'll tour with the band. I'll be like, oh, this band's gonna be cool, and then you go see them, the first day, and you're like, oh man, like
I'm
that's
kind of
it, you know?
disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw the B-52s once and they did not move around. Like you're singing Love Shack and you're barely moving on stage. I'm kind of disappointed.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I would expect more.
You would expect them to be dancing around because that's what
Mhm.
the music video for Love Shack was like, having a good
Exactly.
old time. But it was not. It was not a good old time on
That's
stage, and
sad.
I kind of walked away after a while. I was like, well, I'm done because it was at like Summerfest in Milwaukee,
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah,
so like a festival kind of
yeah.
setting. But so I am curious, what excites you more right now, writing new music or taking it on the road and watching fans go nuts?
Ooh. Um, I love the touring aspect. I think I like the touring aspect rather than the writing aspect. And I think a big part of that is because I was locked away for like 3 years working on this record. And now there's like more people than ever watching our shows and like, seeing us. But I will say we need new material,
Hmm.
to keep it going. So we will have a record this year, done. I don't think it'll be out, but we'll have it done. We're probably, if we keep all the songs we have, we're probably halfway through the writing process. So I want to write probably like 20 songs total. So that way I have like my favorites to pick from.
Yeah. Well, and then you have some other ones to, save for later.
Yes. We have a lot from the last record anyways. So
Yeah, I know a lot of bands go back and like nitpick old songs from like the vault.
yes, exactly. Well, we're working on something cool. Like almost like I don't know, because we have so many songs from the vault. I want people to hear them because they're really good. There's certain songs that I wish had made the record, but maybe it's not just me who decides. We have a
Hmm.
label, we've got other band members and stuff. So like now I'm like, I want to use this. I want to use this. So who knows? Who knows what happens?
You just never know. I'm sure that fans will be happy to hear though that they'll get new music and, by like at least next year.
Yes, yes. So it'll probably be sooner than that. Who knows?
Well, you'll probably start releasing, see, some stuff, some teasers at
Who
some point.
knows? Who knows what's gonna happen?
Uh-oh, who knows? He's got this look on his face.
Who knows?
Is there
I'm
anything you
busy. I'm a busy person. So I'm busy every day doing stuff. So, I'm never sleeping. So,
is there anything you've been dying to do with the funeral portrait that you haven't had a chance to unlock yet?
I think we really want to do a headlining tour,
Yeah.
and do all the production. So early, like I said, a few weeks ago, we were able to do, our big headline show where we have like production. We put like, we built actual physical cemetery gates that are like
Hmm.
on the cover art, and like a nice backdrop and all this stuff. And for me, I really want to take that show on the road. I would love to have, oh, excuse me. I'd love to have like the actors come and stuff. That might be a little hard at the size that we are, but who knows? Because that's what I want. I want the crazy show. I want the larger than life
You want to
thing.
be like in this moment?
Yes. I mean, yes, like that's the
She's got her
vibe,
little
but
backup
but
dancers.
our but our own thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I could see that. I think you could sell places out for sure.
yeah. We're
I
working
think you
on it.
could.
So,
I think you
we're
could.
working on it. So, to be honest, we can't do a headlining tour this year because we've got this 3 days grace tour, which is like two
Right.
legs, once at the beginning of the year, once at the end. But but we can do a headlining tour next year and maybe a new record and have it all pushed together. So,
There you go. Well, that's usually what bands do though. You release a new record and then you tour with that record.
you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. But yeah, talking about touring more, you guys did play over 150 devotion ceremonies in 2025. That's insane.
It was insane.
Now, we at Jam XP love hearing stories and crazy road things that happen.
I don't even
Obviously, I wouldn't share anything too crazy, but I mean,
This one time, this girl, okay, I'm super calling her out, and I hope she's listening because it's not okay what she did. This is crazy, crazy. She thought that she was like having a conversation, I think, with me, and I have a feeling it was like a fake profile or something. Because she comes up to the merch table and is like, "Hey, like, did you guys go to bed early last night?" And me and Danny, who's my assistant and merch manager, she was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Well, like Lee said that he was gonna come hang out with me and my friends last night." And Danny looks at me, I look at her, I'm saying, "What?" We weren't even in town last night. We literally were flying from Welcome to Rockville, from literally like because into where we were playing. And it was like, we weren't even in town last night. Like, what are you talking about? And she just goes on and on, has this like crazy story about like all this stuff. And I'm very sweet and I'm very nice. And I said, "Hey, like, I think you were talking to a fake profile." And she's like, "No, no, look, look." And she like shows me and it's a fake profile. And
mhm,
I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. That's not me. And she's like,
right.
"No, that is you. That's like your burner, right? It has to be your burner." And I'm like, "That's not me." Um, and she like literally came to two more shows after that and said basically the same thing. And I'm like, "That's not me."
Still
And
not me.
yep. And she like hid in the bathroom at one of the shows to try and stay afterwards. And we had to get security to like escort her out. And then we're in our RV, right? Because we were traveling in an RV. She comes and knocks on the door to like,
Uh-oh.
she's like, "Oh, I thought maybe you guys would want to hang out." And I go hide in the bathroom. I like lock the door because I'm like, this girl's gonna kill me. She's gonna murder me. Like this is it. This is it, And Danny answers and she's like, "Yo, you like don't do this. Like do not fucking do this." And she ran away and I haven't seen her since. But I hope she's watching this and knows how.
Yeah, and you hope she's found some help.
I really do. I really
Okay.
do.
I hope she's found some help
She
because it
like
sounds like
tried
she
to
might
and
need it.
she like tried to invite us to her like house in Denver and I'm like, "What the world?" She was I don't even know. I don't know. It was kind of crazy.
Any other stories? I love stories.
That's the biggest one. I don't know.
Any
We've done
fun stories?
fun stories. Yeah, I mean, we toured Europe for the first time last year. So we like got to see a bunch of places that we never thought. We ate a lot of McDonald's because a lot of the other places were like kind of scary to eat, like in Budapest or stuff like that. But we ate McDonald's everywhere. Um, I'm trying to think of like I don't know, we like playing all the festivals, like playing I think a big moment we played Sonic Temple last year, which was like again, we played one of the side stages, but we played like at like 3:30 or something. And all of a sudden, this like the crowd just erupted. There was like 15,000 people there watching us. Like it was like insane. Like it was
Yeah.
absolute like a sea of people. And I'm like, I was all right, here we go, and we just cranked it up and we just did it. And that, those are the moments for us, it's like that, oh my God. And the thing is I know we show up. We don't disappoint. We show up. Like we just did Shiprocked and we showed up.
Yeah.
We put it all out there because like you get one chance to make someone a fan. You get one chance. You probably get 5 minutes to make them a fan. And so we come out swinging.
Hey, you had your mini me at Shiprocked.
That was so cute. That was so cute. First night that we're there, so they do theme nights, right? First night is they said wigs, so you wore a wig. The little kid, he had a wig on that was me, and he like dressed up like me, and I was like, this is the cutest thing ever. I said, hey dad, because I talked to his dad, I said, you bring him to this spot right here, which was like the side-ish stage, like where security was. At this time, it was like 6:30, and I'll make sure my assistant brings you guys side stage. And during Suffocate City, I want them to come up and have a good time. And so they were there, brought him up side stage. He had such a great time. The crowd loved him. He was so terrified. He was just like, I don't know what to do. I like tried to get him to walk off the stage like 3 or 4 times. And like his dad definitely wanted him up there the whole time. And I'm like, I don't want him to fall off this stage. So I'm like holding his hand because we're on a moving boat too.
Right.
So like it was a little rocky every once in a while. So finally I like hold him side stage and I get one of my friends, I like signal her over. I'm like, hey, come get her, come get him, come get him. So she finally like she walked up on stage, picked him up, and like it was so funny. But we had a great time. It was so fun.
Well, I mean, you're probably his favorite band now.
It was crazy. It was kind of crazy.
You made a core memory for that kid.
Isn't that cool? I know. Like that's so cool.
I wish I could remember the only core memory I remember is when my dad brought me a puppy home. Like that moment sticks in my mind all the time. I can remember
That's
that.
so
I'll probably remember that till the day I die.
I love that though. That's beautiful.
Yep. He was my best friend for 15 and a half years.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that.
Dogs are the best. I wish they
They are.
aged slower.
I know. I trust me. I know. I've got a dog. His name's Bandit. He's a Pomeranian. He's like 14.
Yeah.
So, he's getting up there, but I
That's
don't
pretty
know.
good for a small dog, though.
Yeah. So I mean, they literally think he can 17, if
I was
not
gonna say,
20.
I've seen you post videos and he looks like he's still moving around
Oh,
good.
he's great. He's great. They're like, listen, if it keeps going this way, he's going to live another 5 years. So
Do you bring your dog on tour with you?
I don't.
No.
Well, we just recently started doing the RV thing. Before that, we were doing a van. And he's older. He's kind of stuck in his ways. And he like loves my mom too much now. He like loves his thing. Cause like even like when I go on vacations, like Disney World and stuff like that, he like hates going. He likes his house, he likes his walks, he likes his chicken, he likes his treats, and he likes his bed, and that's it.
Right. Well, yeah, they get used to things like that, especially when they get older.
Yep. So
But So I am curious too, like outside of music, what influences your creativity? Like, are there books, films, shows, or what hobbies you have that inspire you?
So I think growing up in the theater was a big thing that inspired me, right? I don't really keep up with theater anymore. I wish I did. Again, I'm just busy, but I want to go to like New York City and just like pick random shows that I've been wanting to see to go see, something like that. Because I grew up doing that a lot because I was in a musical theater. I literally went to a high school that was like musical theater.
Yeah.
Like you did like that's what we called a magnet program. And that's like what we did. So we went to New York City every year and we just watch a bunch of shows and learn from the masters. It was crazy. But I don't know. I think for me, so much of it comes from other music, right? And
Yeah.
other things. Like I'm such a band guy. I love bands. I love the art of being in a band. Like when we're on tour with bands, especially like Ice Nine Kills or In This Moment or whoever it is, like I watch the whole show every single night and I study it. I'm like, what can we do better? And that's a big thing, and that's what we do. It's very important, and we continue that.
Yeah. Any other interests that aren't music related?
Yeah, I like Pokemon a lot.
Yeah.
That's like a thing. I like the cards, the plushies.
Did you Pokemon Go?
I did.
I technically still do, but I don't do it like often. I if I'm bored at work, I'll be like, oh, let's see what's here.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I do it very often. Not Pokemon Go. I do the Pokemons very often. So I'm
Yeah.
I collect. I do a lot.
I
So
was
I'm
gonna say,
literally
what's your
going.
collection looking like?
It's insane.
It's insane.
I literally cannot show you right now because it's like upstairs, but I can promise you it is absolutely one of the craziest Pokemon collections of all
Yeah.
time.
Do you have one of those apps where you categorized it all and everything?
I haven't yet because here you go. All right, hold on.
Well, we're taking a field trip.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone's gonna love this view.
It's crazy. You ready?
Look at all them Pikachus.
Yep.
Well,
See, and then
Pikachu is
I
superior
got all
anyways.
this too. This is like all color coordinated. Yeah. So
Pikachu's superior anyways.
yeah, of course he is. So
Was always my favorite.
yeah, well he's the man. So but yeah, that's that. That so yes, I have a crazy collection. So
Hey, you
that
know what?
takes up
We
a lot of
we
my
all
time.
have collections. I've got a camera, a vintage camera collection, so
That's super cool.
I was always into photography and everything. And then I started a rock collection. I'm a crazy rock person.
That's
And
sick.
then I've got now I've started this, taxidermied bug collection.
That's cool.
I like collecting bugs that I find every now and then, but I won't spend a fortune on them.
Yeah, I get it. I get
I
it.
gotta find the deal.
That's sick.
But we all have our collections, and you know what? Who cares? I've seen people with huge Funko Pop, collections, but that is a pretty amazing Pokemon collection you got there.
It's a little crazy.
Maybe a little.
It's fine though. It's part of who I am.
What's your favorite Eevee like evolution?
Oh, you know, probably I really like Espeon.
Yeah,
So
Umbreon's my favorite.
Umbreon's a good one. So
Umbreon is definitely the emoest one.
oh, definitely.
He's the black one.
I know. Umbreon, Espeon are two. I don't know. I like them all. I don't know because like, Jolteon's really cute.
Yeah,
I think
Umbreon's my
Jolteon's cute.
favorite.
Okay.
Otherwise, I mean,
I mean,
just original Eevee is
I
adorable.
know. I know.
Do you ever watch those videos? There's this guy on like Instagram. He like goes around and asks like older people to name Pokemons. Oh my gosh.
It's
Some of
so
them are
funny.
ridiculous.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny.
And then someone actually knows Pikachu and he's like, "Oh my gosh, they knew that
They
was
knew it.
Pikachu."
That's so funny.
I love those. Love those videos. They never get
That's
old.
so funny.
They
No,
never get old.
they don't.
Now, I did read that you love Bucky's. There's a funny thing with Bucky's and me. On TikTok I posted a video and I had like the Bucky's logo above because we were talking about Bucky's. And someone said that I look like I was plucked straight from the logo.
Dang.
So they pretty much said I look like the Bucky's logo. So now
That's crazy.
I've been embracing it though. So
I
like
love that.
I work at a thrift store, and anytime we get Bucky's stuff in, one of the guys in the donations areas always brings it to me, or gives it to me,
That's
and
so
I take a
fun.
picture. So I have like a little Bucky's shrine going at work.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That's so funny. Yeah, long story short, I went to Bucky's like the first time in 2014, probably when we first toured, and I was like, yo, this place is sick. I was like super in on it. And then it's just kind of stuck with me ever since then. And then people started drawing me as Bucky, and now there's like someone that has like a mascot version, like literally like the head and everything, like a full-on furry version. It's crazy. We
Yeah.
did merch, we did it all.
Hey, you got to embrace the things, right?
We did, we did.
I mean, I do look kind of like the
I see them. Unfortunately, I'm
I
sorry.
do,
I don't want to do that to you, but
I see it too. I just thought it was funny that someone's like, "Oh, that girl looks like she's plucked straight from the logo." I was like, "Thanks." I was gonna be Bucky for Halloween this year, but it didn't happen.
that would have
I
been
was gonna do
incredible.
my own version, and I was gonna print out like the TikTok comment and carry it around
That's good.
and embrace it, but unfortunately, I did not work out this year. But
Next
maybe
year.
next year.
Next year.
So I do want to know, how long have you had green hair, and have you ever considered changing it?
I think it was like 2021.
So it's been quite a while.
It has, well, it's part of the brand now,
Yeah.
right? And it's this album cycle. I've thought about maybe changing it from the next album cycle. Who knows?
Yeah. Any colors you would potentially pick?
No comment.
No comment. He's
Sorry.
gonna keep it a surprise. Got to
Yeah,
keep it a
we'll see.
surprise.
I'll probably just keep the green. It's like my thing. I'll always be the tall green hair guy.
Yeah. I've This is the craziest hair I've ever had in my life. I was never I never colored my hair back in the
Yeah,
day.
I've colored it a million times. I've done every color you could think of. So,
Yeah. Well, I've only ever seen you with the green, so
exactly. That's like 99% of people too.
it's true. It's true. They probably because you probably tied it back in high school, right? So they didn't know you back in high school.
Exactly.
Only those people that came out of the woodwork knew
Mm.
you in high school, knew you had weird hair, and they called
Yeah,
you weird because of it.
exactly.
But well, we're down to our final question, and it's the
Okay.
most important one we ask everyone.
Okay.
What is your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Ah,
Fake dinosaur, but my man. I have a few of them with me right here. See, they fight. Yeah, I have a Godzilla collection. So whatever Godzilla is my favorite dinosaur.
yeah,
I
I
know
don't
he's a
know.
radioactive lizard, okay? You don't have to tell me. Okay,
I
but
was gonna say I don't think Godzilla is a
to
dinosaur,
me he
but
is.
we'll allow it. We'll
To me
allow
he
it.
is. So
If you had to pick a second dinosaur, though,
I like the T-Rex. I just think he's cool.
you like his little
It-
arms.
yeah, duh.
He's got a big head and little arms.
I would say me, but I got long arms.
Well, how tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
Oh, see, they always say like your arm span is like your height.
Oh, well then I got a lot.
You got long arms for sure.
Yeah,
You're taller than my husband by like an inch. So,
that's crazy.
but yeah, that was the final question. Is there anything you want to say before I cut recording and whatnot?
Howdy, everyone. This has been great. I've had a good time with you. This is fun. We got lots of stuff happening this year. Hopefully, some new music, maybe a new dyed hair. Who knows?
You never know.
You never know.
Got to keep everyone guessing.
Exactly. So,
But I was actually going to ask, you said you were cold. Aren't you in Georgia?
damn, it's
Yeah.
cold here.
I know it's been colder
Yes.
there. How
Yep.
cold was it there today?
It was like 25 degrees.
25. We got warmer here in Wisconsin.
Yep. We got this blast that's just staying right over us. So,
Yeah.
it sucked.
Well, it should be moving
We
along
were in the
soon.
Bahamas and it was like 60.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So,
The weird way the weather works, right?
yep.
But thanks so much for coming on, and
Of
we
course.
finally made it happen.
Thank God. I feel so bad, but I'm glad. I'm glad it happened. So thank you.